Hello and welcome. My name is Pierre, and I will present to you the synopsis of Lesson 4 of Thinking into Result program of Proctor Gallagher Institute. Okay? As we've been seeing, we start to understand how we become what we think about. Okay? Now, thinking controls our behavior and our actions. Now, to have permanent change, we must understand the primary cause of things, and in this case, of thinking. To change result, we need to change the way we think. Now, we think in images. Think about your car, your front door, your refrigerator. Which color is it? You have it in mind. But you do not have in mind an image of the mind itself. Okay? It is certainly not the brain. Okay? Now, Bob Proctor introduces us with an effective image of the mind. This will help us build a new way of thinking that produces the desired results with more awareness and less effort. Okay? And this is called the stick person, as you see it in the next slide. The mind is not a thing. The mind is an activity. Now, let me tell you, we want you to think about the mind on the big circle and the body in the small circle, which is an instrument of the mind. Now visualize your mind as your head and the body as the rest of your body. Now this is not so. The mind is on every cell of the body, but this is a model that will help you. Now in the mind, which is the big circle, we trace a line in the middle, and we have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, okay, and the body, which is an instrument of the mind, okay. Now the conscious mind is the thinking mind. It creates dreams, decides, accepts or rejects information, and has a contact with the exterior world. The subconscious mind is the mind of feelings. It's an emotional mind. It cannot reject. It has to accept what comes from the conscious mind, and it controls emotions and behavior and gives order to the body. Okay, now the body is the instrument of the mind and acts according to the subconscious mind, okay, which gives you results. Now, the magic of our mind is the different components that we will see here. I understand there are many more components, but that doesn't mean what we're going to concentrate is on the elements that are important for us to change and to improve our results. Now, the conscious mind is all about thoughts. We have sensory factors that we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. But we also have the mental faculties. We have imagination, we have will, memory, intuition, reason, and perception. The only thing that differs a man from all other living animals is his mind. Everything else, we can find it in a pig or in a horse, as says an important thinker. Now, feelings and the subconscious mind is made of paradigms. Paradigm is a collection of thoughts that affect the behavior without the conscious mind. And let me tell you that most of our behaviors are habitual. Okay? And of course, the body is the one that acts and behaves and produces results. Okay, now in the original conditioning of the mind, when we are born, we bring our history of heredity with ourselves. That's why I look like my dad, right? Now, and we also, when in the 3 first years, we have no conscious mind. So whatever happens, all the things that are said and felt in the scenery of the infant affects its subconscious mind, his subconscious mind, and builds a programming of his subconscious mind and builds the paradigms. So that when he starts thinking and having the conscious mind operating, he's already programmed. He's already behaving in a certain way. Okay? Now, environment is more important than heredity. Now, paradigms control our behaviors. Okay? Our thinking mind doesn't control the behavior. The thinking mind can affect the subconscious mind, but the subconscious mind is the one that affects results. So if we want to change our results, we have to be able and willing to change our paradigms. Now, we can change the course of our life. We have two ways of thinking. One is the deductive thinking, and the other one is the inductive thinking. The deductive thinking starts from outside to the inside. So we look at the environment, we look at our report card, and based on that, we define ideas and decide that we are like this because we've been conditioned. Okay? We do not use our mental faculties. We do not think. Bob cites that 2% of the people think, 3% think they think, and 95% would rather die than think. Okay, so that means things don't change. They cannot change because the paradigm is in control, and the paradigm is subconscious, and the thinking is not working, and the thinking is reinforced with environment. Now, the inductive thinking is from inside to the outside. We set a goal, know where we want, use our mental faculty like imagination and will, build a beautiful idea of our worthy goal, start repeating and getting emotionally involved, impressing the subconscious, and then transforming, changing our paradigms, which changes our behavior, changes our level of frequency, changes our environment and circumstances, which we call results. Now let me show you how this works. If a worthy idea is there, we can talk about success, because success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, as Earl Nightingale says. So we go from where we are to where we want to go. These are the two only requisites to get things done. Now, when we start, we have two options. If we act inductively, we see where we are, we see where we have to go, and we start thinking into what we want, impress our subconscious, and start changing our behavior and our results. So the results evolve positively. Okay? Now, if in the road we forget about our mental faculties and our goal, our subconscious mind will feed our conscious mind with environment and results. And we will forget about where we are and start changing the results negatively. And then we can start again, use our mental faculties, get into the frequencies we want, start thinking differently, impress and get emotionally involved with our dream, and affect the subconscious and the paradigms, start acting differently, and get the results until we get to our goal. Once we've got our goal done, it is done. Thank you. Now the next step is to go on to a next goal. Just like the ships go all over the world in their ocean, going from port to port and making life meaningful. So that means that we are able to think into results by using our mental faculties, not being affected by our environment, thinking in a certain way, acting in a certain way, being grateful, and giving increase to the other people so that they feel they're better with us than without. Now, to finish, let me tell you that we think in secret and it comes to pass. Environment is but our looking glass. James Allen, as a man thinketh. Thank you. This is Pierre Jacob.